popped out. Ta-da! Well, the moment is finally here. The moment of truth, that is. We're finally going to demo this radio. We're just going to do an AC demonstration because I don't have a big beefy 6-volt battery up in my shop from which to test this radio. But here we go. All right, let's turn this puppy on and see what we get here. Okay, lights are on. Takes a minute. Okay, I hear the tiniest bit of hum, just normal tube radio hum.
Sweetie, this is going to happen a lot. 4, maybe 5 more times before you get married.
Okay, now watch this antenna up here, what I do with these. This is a tunable loop antenna.
Man to man, mano a mano. Hey, Steve! Now a good time? No? Okay, no problem. Bye.
You hear it get louder? Check it out again, I'll show you again.
Great place to be, boys. The internet.
There it is, off tune.
Never mind. That's my screen.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent.
Okay, I use these tunable loops instead of a long wire for a lot of the radios that I have. I always have several of these around. The reason I like them is because they are compact. They can actually fit inside the radio cabinet and they work quite well in there, so you can hide them all together. But the thing is, you have to tune them as you're tuning around the band, okay? But they're compact, they're directional, like your old transistor radio was directional. The cool thing about that is, because they're directional, they will tune out a lot of noise. They'll block out a lot of noise that's coming from different directions in the area. Fluorescent light noise, wall wart noise, things like that. And finally, they look cool. I mean, they kind of look Art Deco. They got that curved look to them, and they just look cool on these radios. So I'm really fond of them.
Have joined forces. We have even more resources than ever to help you achieve your goals. Right now, for a limited time, get a...
Okay, let's find a... Let me go over to my favorite station.
Source. No middleman.
You see this dial, this hand here is like a second hand on a clock, okay? There we go. Now let me tune it in with the tunable loop. You see, you hear the hump in the sound? There it is, off tune. There it is, centered right on the frequency. Off tune again. Alright, let me mess with the tone a little bit. Alright, see that? There, I like that. Okay. Now a tunable loop antenna doesn't work too well with short wave, so you still want to use a long wire antenna for the short wave. Let me show you the automatic tuning, or the preset tuning. There's one. And this still works with the preset tuning. See? Check it out.
We call the Whipple Service Champions at 444 Fast for our 44
okay.
special. We'll do
it on the count.
Well, my garage light just went out, but check out that dial. Isn't that cool? Okay, this one's not working. This one is. So you tune it in with this thing. That one's not working, so this one's not working.
For emergencies, when you call it in, we come together. But when you raise capital gains, history shows us that when you do that, the government takes in less money.
So I really have 4 of the 6 that are working. These two here are not working. These other 4 are. This one's a little bit touchy. I said in the other video earlier on that there's not much I can do about those. Okay, so let's go back to AM. Okay, this is not really meant to be a demonstration of the tunable loop, but I like to show that off when I can. So this radio is ready to go. I've got tone controls and the preset stations are all done and the dial's all set up. Glass is in. The dial glass looks fantastic. I've got to dust off the cabinet because it's been sitting in my shop, in the protected side of my shop for about 4 months. When I say protected side, I have a shop cat, as many of you know have been watching my vids. There's a part of my shop that I don't let that cat go into.
Wait till you hear what's next on Classic Country 1370.
I like to feel your name on my lips. I like the sound.
Very pretty cabinet. Now, I did not do this cabinet. This was done by a local fella here. I've mentioned it before, Michael Ensign Fine Finishing, and he does a fantastic job. This is one of my favorite Zenith radios of all time. Now, remember, this is a 7J368, which means this is an AC/DC set. This thing will run off of a 6-volt battery. I'm not going to demo that right now because I don't have a 6-volt battery, and I was running it off of my beefy power supply downstairs. There are those tone controls and the tone tabs, the labels. There are the new knobs. They look really nice. So I'm real pleased with it. I love that wood, guys. Love that wood. Beautiful, beautiful. It's dusty. I'll wipe it off. But let's look in back here. There you go. There's your standard issue Zenith blue. Looks real nice. There's the battery cables and the clamps sitting over there. Nice new cables. There is that fuse holder right there. And those of you that don't know these radios, there's a 110 and a 6-volt switch right there. There's that station preset control right there. Tone control. All right. There's where I've hooked up the tunable loop. Now on a tunable loop, you have to connect both the ground and you have to connect both sides of the loop. It doesn't matter which side you connect to which, but you have to connect both. There's that speaker connector, goes down through the hole along with the power cord. There's the speaker. All right. Here we go. Looks like I left a knob down there. Now this radio has a floor, which I really like because that makes the sound that much nicer. Radios that are open at the bottom lose some sound through the opening in the bottom. They don't have a tight cavity or a cavity that's not as open. So there we go. Oh, by the way, I never have pointed this out by looking at it directly. This is that power conserve switch. When I switch this in the up position, I kill one of the output tubes and thereby reducing the amount of current this thing draws. That's great if you're listening to it in a battery set, as a battery set, and you're just listening to voice or something like that and you're not all that interested in high fidelity. Well, then you can do that and you can make your battery last longer. I'm hoping that he runs this off a battery because it's really cool, and that whole battery arrangement is set up nicely. The vibrator's working, everything's great. All right, guys, so I finally finished with this little project. So I'm going to wrap it up now. I will shut it down with a little bit of country music before we close. So it's a 1939 Zenith 7J368. On a Tuesday night, this is Michael in your Western Outpost in Salt Lake City. And that's all for now.